This is drawstring origami. It's actually a whole lot easier to make than you may think. Watch this video to find out how. Welcome back, crafters. Today we're going to make a drawstring origami form. So you may have seen this one before. This is all cut and drawn from one piece of A4 paper. Yeah. Here it is before we draw it. It's already all folded and you'll be amazed at how quick and easy this is to fold. I'm going to show you one of my templates. This is pre-cut. It's made from just one piece of A4 paper. All right. You can see there the cut pattern has already been pre-cut in there using a paper cutting machine. One thing I want to show you is that you could say that one of these was just a unit. And if we took a unit and we joined it to additional units, here's two joined together. All right. This one has a really nice pattern on that one there. And you can imagine as we move that and manipulate that, we can end up with some really interesting builds. Larger builds than just a small sphere. Now this one here is 4 units joined together. And that in itself will make some fantastic, interesting builds. And it really depends also because you could join the 4 builds on in the opposite direction to get different types of effects. This one here, 5 units joined together and then joined at the ends. And this one is my trademark rough. Yeah. So maybe roughs are coming back into fashion. I don't know. There you go. Nice piece of paper jewelry. So there are some things that you could extend your drawstring origami into, but first of all, just let's have a look at how to fold this one here. I think you'll be quite amazed at how easy it actually is. Here we go. So, right, let's have a look at the fold. We're going to start off by folding along the x-axis here. Now all these cut lines make these folds really easy because essentially what they are, they're like a score line. They guide us in our folding. So you can see how quickly we would be able to get through this fold. I'm folding this on just plain black, and on the back we have white. So actually, to make it really easy for you to see, I'll do most of my folding onto the white surface. But I just really like the contrast between the black and the white for the final product. But of course, what really sets this apart is the different types of designs that you can build into these. You can either have them pre-printed and then cut it, or you can actually hand draw designs onto this. I've started experimenting with that with some really nice effects, and it's really fun. It's a nice way to get the kids involved because although they might find it a little bit difficult to fold, they can definitely colour in the squares and make some great designs on this. Right, that's the first concertina completed. What I'm going to do now is just go to the end here and I'm going to start concertinaing the other way. So you can see, I'm just carefully folding it along each of those folds. Some people might make the mistake of folding it along 2. You can see I fold along 2 there. That's not our aim. We want to fold each individual one there. And once again, these cut lines create really simple score lines for us, so it easily falls into place. And of course, what we're doing right now is we're programming the paper. Look at how beautiful this is. I just love when you open out at this stage. Now that's not yet ready. We still haven't programmed in enough in the y-axis. So I'm just going to open up a little bit further, and I'm going to start concertinaing it down, really compacting it down along the opposite axis there. Open it up and compact it down. So essentially what we have is I suppose, a miniature bow tie. You could look at it in that way. Yeah. Now remember, I'm going to take you back again. This was where we were. Move it back, open it up, and concertina it down. You'll find that these middle areas here, they'll just naturally stretch outwards. And in fact, because this is made of elephant hide paper, it's stronger than you would think. All the little hinges in there will hold together, depending on, even if you can give it quite a bit of pressure. But what I have all of these tabs here. They're compacted in there. I want to be able to unravel them. And in fact, this is quite a lovely stage of this, because if all these cuts are made well, it will essentially just fold outwards. Have a look at how each one of these hinges, the row of hinges, are just splaying out. It's not always that easy, and especially when we get to the end here, we sometimes can't really find a hold on those. I've got that one there. I'll probably find with this last one, what I'll need to do is reopen it, open it up, and just loosen these out. Guide out all of these end pieces and put it back together and pull them all out together. Now you'll see this lovely side pattern along there. It's well delineated with these with the high contrast paper that I'm using at the time being. You can see there, that's made a really nice pattern. I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to continue that same process, just guiding each one out. It's like you're unfolding the hinge. And you are indeed programming these hinges. You're setting their memory. And paper has an amazing ability to be able to remember its fold. You can reprogram it, but if you're gentle with it, it will always return back, and it will move within its programmed parameters. And that's what we love. Now what I have here is I have a concertina, but what makes this really special is that it can concertina in two axes. So of course the concertina is this way. I'm going to open it back up, and then I'm going to concertina it this way. This gives us two really different types of effects, because we may decide that we want to join these sides together. If we join these sides together, we end up with a really interesting effect. Yeah, look at that. Now, what if we joined these sides together? We would end up with a completely different type of effect. So two different choices that you could make if you're going to make larger builds. But of course, what we want to do is we want to make a drawstring form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get myself a needle and thread. And I said I'd do it on the white so we can see it clear. clearly. Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start halfway between halfway along the edge here. You notice the edge that I've chosen is the one that actually has all the spikes out. This one seems to be a little bit more flatter along there. I just like to start along this one. Now, when we thread this up, it's actually quite easy. I'll do that first bit. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to compact the whole side. How easy is that? Now all I need to do is put my needle through, and I've just threaded one complete side. Now there's one thing we need to consider here. If you notice on this side, I have missed one of those. You can see that. It's actually not stitched into the very end one. And in fact, that's a good thing, because if it did stitch in there, we'd have a bit of a knot. I'm going to simplify things, I've just broken that whole corner off, and we will keep sewing, we'll keep threading. I notice this corner has actually been sewn, so that corner will not need to be removed. I'm going to place them all together once again, and if all these holes have cut correctly, this should be a really simple process. Just threading all of them up. You don't have to do that. You could do them individually if you're a little less confident. And that's fantastic, that is. You can see we've already threaded up quite a bit here. Just going to pull my thread through a little bit more. Be careful that you don't lose your thread, so you have a nice long piece of thread when you're doing this. And I'm going to once more collect all that together. Through we go. We're ready to do our last one. That one, yes, that one's a good corner. This will be the corner, because there's always two corners you need to remove on any fold. So that's telling me that once I've threaded this one up, you can see I've just threaded half of this because I started halfway before. Thread this through. I notice this corner, this little piece here, has no threading. So I'm going to just pull him off. Just makes for a nice, tighter drawstring collection. If I take that off, you will see we have just threaded all the way around the outside there. Now, this is the fun bit. We just have to pull in to make our drawstring. What a fantastic pattern that makes. Let's do that again. Let's do it the opposite way so you can see it with the white on the outside this time. Pull that through. I really like this because the black does come through. It makes a bit of an accent on this form. You can really see the fantastic folds and the parametric effect that this has. Now you've got some choices. You might decide that you're going to put a styrene foam ball, or you might like to put a ping pong ball inside there. That will really hold its form. It's not necessary, but it's a great thing to do if you're going to use this as a bauble, because it will just hold its form. Alternatively, obviously, it might just be a free form. Right. These are great because they're really fun to manipulate. Just really, really pleasurable. If I open that up, I do want to show you some of these folds. You may decide that you're just going to fold this into a clam shape. So you don't have to close it up. And look at that amazing form in there. That makes a great form. In fact, in order to make a clam shape and make a really good one, what I would do is I would just string up 3 sides and totally ignore that side completely within the stringing, and you'd end up with a really firm, wonderful clam shell. That means that you string it up in 3 sides and you tie it at the ends there. Yeah. Well, that's your choice. Here's an idea. Why don't we wrap it around a light bulb? I'm going to tie this one off. Of course, this is an LED light bulb. It doesn't gain any heat, so it's perfect for this sort of effect. Do not use one of the normal regular light bulbs, which quickly gains heat and will burn the paper. Let's turn that on. Isn't that beautiful? Well, there you go. There's lots of ideas for you to explore. You can purchase my templates from my Etsy store. All the details are in my comments. And of course, if you like this video, you'd like to catch up with any more of my innovations, please do follow me. And have fun and happy crafting. Bye-bye. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. You can purchase all of my templates up from my Etsy store. You can get them as digital downloads, or you can purchase them as physical paper. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you enjoy my cat. Isn't she lovely? I hope you've enjoyed that. And here's another one. This is a drawstring origami. Are you focusing? Are you looking? This is drawstring origami drawn over an LED light bulb. It's very pretty, isn't it? Just like you. And here's another fold. This one is made of 6 different origami units, and I like it as a jewelry piece. Are you going to put that on? Are you going to put that on? Oh, you look lovely. Show everyone. Oh, yes, you are a sweetheart, aren't you, hey? Yes, you love that, don't you? Oh. She's gone.